This week, most of the football talk has been about the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills game, but yesterday we got a break from the insufferable AFC Championship talk for something even more insufferable. Except, at least it's funny. Okay, so Jacksonville hired a new head football coach, and his name is Liam Coen. He's a guy who's been in and out of the college and NFL world for a couple of years now, and has been seen as one of the next big coaches in the sport. Yesterday, he left us with a soundbite that will last forever, and will either be the epitome of his downfall, or the start of his brilliant coaching rise. I'm going to give you guys a quick moment to listen to this soundbite from a press conference yesterday, and it's just interesting.
Duval.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most cringy things I've ever seen in my life and in the sport of football, but honestly, it makes me laugh, and it makes me want this guy to succeed even more. While at first glance, especially from that soundbite, it may look like Liam Coen is drawn up from South Park, he's actually a really good coach and has a lot of potential in the league, and while I'm not necessarily saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer, I do think he deserves a little bit more credit, and in today's quick video, I want to do a dive into who Liam Coen is, his stops in both the NFL and college, and what he could bring to the table in Jacksonville. But before we get started, if you're a big fan of football, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you can support today's video, and let me know what player, team, topic, or situation I can cover next. Now let's talk about Liam Coen. I first heard about Liam Coen a couple of years ago, as he helped develop Will Levis at Kentucky, and was seen as a future NFL-type coach. Going back in time, he actually played college football at UMass from 2004 to 2008, and that does seem to check out. He ended up playing for the Alabama Vipers of the Arena Football League before he went straight into coaching after that. He had stops at the FCS level, including Brown and Rhode Island, before going back to his alma mater at UMass in 2014 through 2015. He got his first big break in 2016 as the offensive coordinator for Maine, and then would move to the NFL. He became the assistant wide receivers coach for the LA Rams from 2018 to 19, and this was his first NFL experience and got him in the door. He then became the assistant quarterbacks coach in 2020, and then in 2021, he went back to college. He was hired to be the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for Mark Stoops, and that's where he got an opportunity to get his hands on Will Levis. Levis was an underdeveloped three-star quarterback who had transferred in from Penn State, and he had turned him into a legitimate NFL prospect in just 1 year. Levis came back to Kentucky in 2022, but Coen was not there, as he decided to take the offensive coordinator job for the Los Angeles Rams. This was a huge break for him, but after just one season, Coen would go back to Kentucky to be the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. This time he said he wanted to be in Lexington for a while, but that would not end up happening. After a disastrous season with NC State transfer quarterback Devin Leary, he would then take the offensive coordinator job with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2024. Obviously, he had a pretty good season, as the Buccaneers ended up making the playoffs, and Baker Mayfield had a tremendous year. What transpired next was an interesting saga. The Jags ended up firing head coach Doug Peterson, and after an original list of 8 candidates, Coen was actually on their list of guys they reached out to. Except the Bucs were determined to keep him, as they agreed to make him the highest paid coordinator in the league. Then the Jags general manager ended up reaching out directly to Coen, and all of a sudden he was on a flight to Jacksonville and became the new head coach in just a matter of hours, it felt like. Coen went from one of the youngest and brightest offensive coordinators in the league to now a head coach who will be tasked to rebuild this Jacksonville franchise and hopefully fix the puzzle that has become Trevor Lawrence. So what else makes this guy intriguing? Well, with the Bucs this past season, they averaged 28.6 offensive points per game, which was the third most in team history, behind only the Tom Brady era in 2020 and 2021. This guy obviously knows how to coach offense, and he's also had a decent track record with quarterbacks. He somehow turned Will Levis into a really good-looking quarterback in college, and then once again helped Baker Mayfield find his stride and save his number 1 overall pick-worthy career. He's looking to change things pretty much right away, as in a press conference, Coen said, quote, "As the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, I will hire a first-class coaching staff and establish a distinctive and effective brand of football on both sides of the ball, and our players will live for the black and teal. We are ready to get to work." Okay, so there's not much more to talk about Liam Coen at this point, as I'm not going to pretend I'm an NFL expert, but I do remember him helping Will Levis at Kentucky, being a name that went back and forth in the NFL, and then with him this past season helping turn around Tampa Bay, it seems like it's going to be a decent fit, but he will really have to overcome that soundbite, as that was extremely cringy, and as I said in the intro, that will either be the beginning of his downfall or the beginning of his rise to coaching stardom. It seems that a lot of coaches kind of have their quirks, and man, it really feels like he has one here. I'm not sure if he just wasn't prepared, I'm not sure if he hadn't practiced, I really have no idea, but at least provided for an entertaining moment and a distraction from all the Chiefs-Bills nonsense. Hopefully Coen does well and figures things out down in Jacksonville, But I just wanted to give you a quick little video on this and talk about who he was and bring you up to speed. But what do you guys think? If you're a Jacksonville fan, do you think he's going to succeed? And what's the cringiest moment you've ever seen in football history? Be sure to drop that down below, leave a like if you're going to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out all of the videos on the end screen. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.